greetings. We are here. We are here in the lab. And we're here in the lab, excuse me, with this special segment of Run Tell That. We won't be here the full 57 minutes because, we're the little brother show of all the shows on Our Black Media. And we say support all of our shows on Our Black Media. In addition, we say think about and throw the prayers out there continually for the people who were injured and those who passed away with regards to October 19th. And that this is what this show is. This is an exclusive for Run Tell That on Our Black Media and the Day Clean Soul YouTube channel. We tell people to subscribe to it, but also subscribe to Our Black Media. We are putting out information. So we are there. We were there at ground zero and a part of it and with regards to what transpired. And so we're going to do this special segment because we did one last week with folks, but then this is one we're going to give you some behind the scenes because it comes down to this right here that someone last week discussed this. And so with regard to this moment right here, that one of the cameramen, the photographers that were out there, his camera got lost in the water, but his card, he was able to recover his card. And so with regards to that, he was able to now show some of the images that he took there at Cultural Day on Sidecar, put on by Sidecars for the Sapelo Island Cultural Foundation. So with regards to that, and that's one of the African spirits giving some of the words to the people. And we're going to be getting some video footage also with regard to some of the highlights that were done by Adib Lebaron, who is the photographer for, I got to say, for Day Clean Soul, and so videographer and photographer. But then if you look down at the bottom, that there's a comment that was made when it was posted on Facebook last week. God knew we needed to see the smiling faces and the celebration of the culture. That's why we're here today. Again, we want to show some of the scenes, not everyone, but some of the shots that we took of some of the people that we know and who we have relationships with. And so we said, all of y'all share. Again, this is Ron Tell That. This is Dr. Jamal Toure. And we want to present us that Sapelo at Cultural Day. And it was a wonderful day. The atmosphere was great. The atmosphere was joyous. The atmosphere was peaceful. The atmosphere was one that of happiness and fellowship, and we were all there communing. And so even making the ride over, because, of course, to get the Sapelo, you got to go by boat. And so someone who was right there also, some of y'all may know him, some of y'all may not. So that's why I'm going to let y'all know who that is. That is John Little. John Little is the the executive director, of MACC, which is a nonprofit in McIntosh County. Sapelo is in McIntosh County, Georgia, and you can only get the Sapelo by boat. So on the journey over, I see John and I'm like, hey, John, come, we got to take some pictures. So that's what we're doing. We're taking some pictures, taking photographs. And so that's one of the people on the journey. Now, I'll give y'all background. That's something we're going to talk about. What happened, because Adib Lebaron and his family, they were there. They arrived at the dock in Meridian before I arrived there. They arrived there before me. And they had indicated that they had been standing in the line for 2 hours to get on the ferry. Now, but you all going to hear, I said that is not normally how it is done on Sapelo for Cultural Day. That is not how it's done. And that Cultural Day has come back because a couple of hurricanes prevented it from being done. So it came back last year, this year right here. So it's the rejuvenation of that spirit going to Sapelo. And Cultural Day is put on by Sapelo Island Cultural Restoration Society that they have over there. Is a nonprofit, Sidecars, called Sidecars. And that's SICARS, Sidecars. And so Jazz Watts, who you all seen on this show, is one of the board members of Sidecars. And Sidecars and members of the board have had a relationship with Geechee Kunda for decades. And in fact, Jim and Pat Bacot are descendants of people from Sapelo. And so with that, Sapelo has people who are in Brunswick, Savannah, that's Chatham County, Liberty County, Bryan County, Riceboro, Midway, Camden County, and throughout the entire state and throughout the entire country. And so again, a special place for people, just like all the Gulf Kitchen area is special for all of us, no matter where we're from. My ties, Hilton Head, Savannah. So, but on the ride, because we were on the shuttle, just to let you know. And so that was the spirit beginning to manifest itself. So some people like say you got on a cowboy hat. That cowboy hat actually, that is a spirit. That is a spirit. Some call the spirit Zaka, Saka, and that is one of the people. So this particular spirit, excuse me, was saying that it is time to come out because we have different spirits that will manifest themselves. Some people see the spirits with the face painted, but there are other spirits that there's no face paint, and sometimes it's just a piece of clothing or article that will bring out those spirits. And so the Sakah said that it needs to come out, that it's time for it to come out because it is with regards to the people, the celebration of the people, because again, they have now rekindled and brought it back. And so that's why we were here and traveling on over. And so we go and say it was a wonderful time and we thoroughly enjoyed being there and the ride over. And so we will now come into some other things too, just to share with you all with regards to what transpired with regard to the celebration. So this is a manifestation of the zakah right there before the people. And so some people talked about smiling faces and that some people are not enthralled and caught up and seeing that. And so you saw the mosque. We were discussing about the mosque and about some of the medicine faith, the herbal knowledge that was done by our ancestors, that's still done by some of us. Because again, you go to your pharmaceutical companies and people don't realize that with regards to what you get from, say, some of the medications, that there is a natural component. That's why tropical Africa, the Caribbean, and in South America, Central America, that they have plants that, again, people like to call it holistic medicine. And we try to act like it's brand new, but it comes from our ancestors. So we were discussing some of that, excuse me, and putting it out there with regards to traditions. And so that was one of the moments. And then another moment right here. This moment is at the end of the day. This is a moment at the end of the day, because it's the reflection people have not heard. And that, again, that white building, that is the Farmers Alliance building. And that's where the Cultural Day celebration is held at the Farmers Alliance building there on Sapelo. And with regards to that, excuse me, got a little throat. I got to get some life elastin, that herbal knowledge. I need to get some life elastin. And so with regards to that, the Farmers Alliance building, as we share it, folks, is tied to Reconstruction, the Reconstruction time period here in Georgia. The Reconstruction time period, which you have a collective. Again, we talk about Ujima and those principles of Kwanzaa, we act like it's brand new. We may have words that are attached to it right now. But guess what? Those principles, those philosophers have been with African people from the very beginning of time. In Africa and over here. So Ujima is not brand new. Collective working responsibility. And the Farmers Alliance building is tied to that. You have a political arm in the state of Georgia during the time of Reconstruction and thereafter, the Colored Farmers Alliance, again, a political arm in the state of Georgia of black folks, and you have some Caucasians who come involved with regards to their affiliation with them, but predominantly it is African people, and that they are the ones, because again, when I say affiliation, it's tied to the Republican Party, those affiliation, but the Colored Farmers Alliance, black folks, political power, making it happen, coming together, working together as one. And so one of the last vestiges of the Colored Farmers Alliance, that political power, is the Farmers Alliance building that is on Sapelo Island. They built structures throughout the entire state of Georgia. And I want to say there's another one that's in Darien, Georgia also, but it's tied to that legacy when black people understood about politics. And so I'll be wrong if I did not tell folks what you all need to be doing across this entire country right now in the United States is that you need to make sure you're getting out to vote. We need you to vote. Early voting. Early voting will end this week right here in Georgia. And on November 5th, that's when you now have the election day. That's why we need you to elect the President of the United States, senators and congressmen and congresswomen, and congresswomen and senator women who are in the Senate also. But then also, you need to be electing other county officials too. County officials from DA, like Shalana Cook Jones here in Chatham County, Georgia. Chester Ellis in Chatham County, Georgia. David Campbell, the coroner here in Chatham County, Georgia. And electing these people who are running for office and state representatives also who are running for office in the state of Georgia. So go down the ballot. Go down the ballot. As we tell folks, we do not need any madness. We do not need any madness. We need to not be about propaganda, but it's about truth. And so that's why we're here today. It is about truth right here. No propaganda. We're giving the truth, and let part of the story and the legacy remain alive with us. And so, again, we showed you some of it. And so then, this is the Spirit also going over on Sapelo. This is a shot of the Spirit. So now I want some of y'all, I got to throw it out there. Don't get carpet. This ain't about no ego thing. This is about showing candid shots, clips that I was taking that now I want y'all to see later on. I want you to see the before, and then later on what we now see what has happened with regards to this tragedy. And we pay homage to those who were injured, those who've gone onto the ancestral realm. We pay homage to all of them, because I also understand there's trauma that's still today with some of the people. And again, I gotta give credit to, when we look at the videos that we see, my brother Adib Lebaron, who's the official photographer for the African Spirits, and with regard to work that he did with regard to this. And so, but there's some other shots too that I took, because here goes some people who coming to Sapelo. We here on Sapelo, so he come up on me. Like looking at me, because I saw him, but he act like he know me, and then he think that he knew me, and I'll let him know, no, I'm from Kentucky. I ain't who he think I am. That's not me. But then John from Maxine had to go say, yeah. So yeah, yeah, okay, good seeing you, bro.
That's the brother you heard about.
Yes.
Lazarus, he came up on me like he thought, Lazarus. Of course, I was gonna say no. I was doing what I do all the time, but John had to start the fun. Hey, Bobo. Aye, Bobo, oh my God, because what happened, it was the Caribbean right there, is the VI. And so this next video, that's what it's about. It's tied to about the VI. It's about tied to the VI. If he can't, he told me he know about Charlotte or Marley. I told him he don't know nothing about no St. Thomas. What he talking about? He don't live right here.
Hey, we don't say Charlotte or Marley, it's Rock City. If you say Charlotte or Marley, right, that's the other high school. I'm from Midori Kent. We from the Devil Rays, not the Chicken Hearts. So.
If it can't.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So y'all heard Dr. Ifikon Simon has been on Run Tell That. He's a medical doctor and also organic farmer. But he's from the VI. Y'all know he's from the VI. He's from the VI. Straight, my brother right there. And so our other brother, he from the VI also. And so he like said, hey, I seen you on social media. And so bam, right there, he got to see the Spirit. And so that's what we were messing with. Charlotte O'Malley, because I had somebody on the bus when we were riding over. She was like, oh, we thought it was Charlotte Amalie. And I'm like, no, it's Charlotte O'Malley. That's right, Charlotte O'Malley. So you meet people from the VI, especially from St. Thomas, ask them what they know about Charlotte O'Malley. That's right, that's the high school right there. But then, he ain't from there. He another part of Rock City. And so, but that was what it was like. That was the atmosphere that was going on, that we were enjoying one another and that we were not embracing one another. And so that was the joy that we were experiencing on October 19th, and that you got to see on this show right here some of the smiling faces, some of the levity, some of the African spirit, doing what the Spirit does with regards to bothering people, messing with people. They say, oh, I know you. No, you don't know me. My name Herbert. My name Herbert Sachere. So again, we do that. So what we're going to do right now, we're going to take a break. We're going to take a break, and we're going to come right back. This is Run Tell That, a special segment, October 19th. We remember, yeah, we. Here we stand. Here we are. Listen to us.
Hello, I'm Richard Coleman, and I'm running for the office of Sheriff of Chatham County. And when I'm elected, I promise to inspect what I expect. Chatham County, it's time for a change, and that change is me, Richard Coleman.
And we're back. This is Run Tell That, and this is a special segment dedicated to our family. Yeah, we. Here we are. Listen to us on Sapelo, October 19th. And again, to all those, again, we give We give homage. We say alhamdulillah, all the praises to the Most High. And thank you all for joining us. And we pay homage to those who are going on to the ancestral realm, those who experienced some trauma, but we want to give some of the joy that was tied to that day also, so people don't just look at the grief. And so I need to back up and share something with y'all. And I was stunned by some things myself that I did not realize, which I know about it, but I tell folks I am naive. I am naive when it comes to certain things. I am naive about how we commodify tragedy and death. People commodify tragedy and death. People clout chase over tragedy and death. I was stunned at that. That's one thing that I was stunned at. And so we've had reporters contact us, but I was stunned at how it was almost people were glorifying it. You know, the tragedy. And when I'm looking at the human element, then I'm seeing from a whole range of people, from the clergy to politicians who weren't even around, but they're right there, and then looking at attorneys and looking at all, and I'm like concerned about the people. What about the people? I'm concerned about the people. I'm concerned about the people because that's how we are. But then also I'm like saying, hey, there's another element to it, and there's some more information that needs to come out that probably people try to brush it out the way. But that's why on Our Black Media we make sure the information comes out, and so we're going to do this right here. This is another shot with regards to a scene. This is someone who also knows of the spirit and knows of the work. This person is doing great work down in Florida.
Go ahead. What are we saying?
I take natural leave. I've been researching the Gullah experience for 30 years. I live in Miami. I'm from Brunswick, Georgia, but I've always come and visit Sapelo. So I take natural leave and compose them into the story of that native local area. So these pieces are related to nature and the Gullah experience.
So you from Brunswick?
Brunswick, Georgia, originally. I live in Miami right now.
But he acting like he ain't Gullah Geechee because he's from Brunswick. I'm just saying. I ain't gonna say now. I'm gonna tell Reverend Zach Light about this too. Yes sir, yes sir. And how can people get in touch with you?
Facebook, Instagram, Newark 7, Marvin Weeks.
All right. All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And that was brother Marvin Weeks, and Marvin is was tripping. Marvin acting like he ain't Gullah Geechee, but again, he's right straight from Brunswick, Georgia, straight from. So Gullah Geechee area consists of Jacksonville, North Carolina, going on down to St. Augustine, Florida. That's where the majority of us are. There are small pockets of us in Oklahoma, and also in southern Texas and in Mexico. And then there's a little smaller numbers of us also over in the Bahamas, at Andros Island right there. And in Mexico is Nacimiento de los Negros. Nacimiento de los Negros, which is a city in northern Mexico that was created in the 1800s. And in the 1800s, you have Gullah Geechee people who leave from out of Florida, who now go on to a place that is now called the Bahamas. But then also, just to share this with y'all, get background with regards to us as a people. And sometimes we kind of disconnect because we think when we go to other places or we see some other places being more pertinent to the Gullah Geechee experience. When I'm like saying all the areas that the folks out in Oklahoma. So you talk about Black Wall Street in Oklahoma. Guess what? That's tied to Gullah Geechee people also. And when you go and look at what people talk about, the Tulsa race riots, that's tied to Gullah Geechee people also. So you look at that and then go into southern Texas and what people call the Seminole Indian Scouts are African people. And so that is all tied to our experience, a part of the Gullah Geechee diaspora. And so now St. Andrews Island, they left from what we know as Florida, going over there to the Bahamas. But some of our people travel, of course, we know, to other places around the world, into Canada and Africa and to Europe. But again, and now, the Trinity's going to get a little upset. The Trinity, the people from Trinidad, they're going to say, what about the spiritual shouters? And I had some people, I had to tell them about the spiritual shouters. The spiritual shouters experience comes from St. Simon and comes from Glenn County, Georgia. Comes from Glenn County, Georgia. And then goes down there. But people now try to twist it all up with regards to not want to acknowledge this Christian experience, this African Christian experience that is tied back to Africa with regards to traditional spiritualities and al-Islam, that people then try to ignore it and don't want to embrace it. So that's why I say, that's why we got to be about the truth. And that's why I told y'all early on, that's what we do. We give out the truth. And so the spirit was there on Sapelo. And so again, Marvin Weeks, from Brunswick, Georgia, Gullah Geechee, and so let y'all go and know this too. Sapelo, just background, is not the only last remaining Gullah Geechee community. Riceboro, Georgia is a Gullah Geechee city. Heard just say Riceboro, Georgia, that's just one example, is a Gullah Geechee city, which means they have community. So and people try to romanticize some of this right here. And so I was going to say, throw it out there like, no, no, no. Just like people try to romanticize now, as I said, this commodification of death tied to what they call the Sapelo 7. I detest that. Around me, do not use the Sapelo 7 because they're like the Manual 9. You don't use labels like that. That is legal media jargon right there. Legal media jargon that dehumanizes the people. And that is not just 7 people. I know young people that have been traumatized by this. I know adults have been traumatized by this. So again, don't forget about those people right there. So the Sapelo 7, get that out your vocabulary. That's legal media jargon that goes to that commodification. But we are here right now to talk about our people in a way that, again, showing how we are. So Marvin Weeks and everybody else, if you Gullah Geechee, man, go ahead and throw that on out there. Let people know you Gullah Geechee. Don't minimize to just one place right here. I ain't going to say, because I'm from Hilton Head, that nobody else from Pocatello and all that not Gullah Geechee because they ain't on the island. No, it's not. They're right there, all in the house. So we're going to throw this out to you right now, too.
I did crazy stuff back there. Dr. Jamal Torre. I want to introduce you to a friend of mine, Dr. Jamal Torre. This is Professor Ron Johnson. I don't know if y'all know, but I thought I'd make that connection. All right.
They're going to introduce you
That's
to
right.
me.
That's right. That's what I'm doing.
Because Ron be forgetting about people. At least Jazz be looking out. Then he try to say Jazz is our own ground person. He said I can chill in the Key West. I got Jazz right there. Jazz right there. I'm sorry. I was supposed to tell him that. Was that what he said? He said you the own ground person.
So that's Ron Johnson, president of Psychars, the board for Psychars, and Jazz Watts, who y'all seen, the commissioner Jazz Watts, y'all seen. And so what happened? Jazz, being facetious, he gonna introduce me to Ron. He gonna introduce me to Ron. So I had to like mess with them because Ron and our great leader Jim Bacote of Geechee Kunda in Riceboro, Georgia, founded by Jim and Pat Bacote, as I say, are descendants of people from Sapelo. So Jim and Pat Bacote created Geechee Kunda in Riceboro, Georgia. So those connections ties right there. And Sister Pat even said, tell Ron I say hello. So again, that's what's going on. Because Jim has gone on to the ancestral realm. Sister Pat's still right here with us. And so that's why we had to mess with them. So I threw my phone down when Josiah trying to be all facetious about that right there. Because y'all know how we do. That's what we do. We just keep it real like that. So yeah. So again, it was just us having some fun and enjoying ourselves and having a good time as a family. That's what we're going to do. We say, yes, family come together. And that was a moment. That's what we were about, having the family come together. And as I said, this is an exclusive for Day Clean Soul, the YouTube channel, and also for Run Tell That on Our Black Media. Our Black Media, we are giving you the information. So again, this is a scene that some people will not know. And so that's what we're doing it right now today for you all. So yes, we're going to go on though. We're going to move on to another shot so you all understand what we deal with. Again, what I have to go through in dealing with some of these people, what I have to go through and deal with some of these people. And so
They're coming from Savannah, all that. How you doing? How you doing? You're doing great, sis. Doing great. Yes.
And so you saw our sister Isis Moon Festival is put on. And so again, Isis Moon Festival from Savannah down there. You also saw Brother Deeb. He was setting up the camera stuff. That was Brother Deeb. And because Brother Jazz also with Gullah Gal, Geechee Gal, who was, the MC. And so we were right there. So again, that moment in time that again, we were looking at family, seeing folks from all over the country right there. But we all connecting right there on Sapelo. Another moment too that we're there on Sapelo. And these ones right here, they are trouble. Don't listen to them. They are trouble. They are trouble. Don't listen to them. They are trouble. As soon as I walked up, they made a comment. Oh, here comes trouble. Look at trouble. Trouble here. So that's what they said. But I'm just saying, don't listen to them. It's propaganda. I told y'all, don't listen to propaganda. Don't follow with propaganda.
Hold on there for a second. Hold on. So, oh no. So you see what T-shirt you got on, right? See again, but does Jamal have one? Jamal ain't got none.
Jamal goes love. I'm gonna drive you too far.
And see, and we Jazz come over here.
Don't
leave
me out. Don't leave me
out. And then they go by me right there. You don't see it right here. But she got a little T-shirt showing off. I saw the man, Griffin Lawson. He already told me. He said Jazz running around here somewhere.
That's right.
Because Jazz all over the place.
All over the place.
He on Sapelo.
That's right.
Sapelo.
So you saw Griffin Lawson, you saw Jazz Watts, you saw Dr. Mia Summers right there with her Colombo T-shirt on, Quilombo, excuse me, and then also my niece Sid right there who performed also, who was singing also because they came out of Savannah to perform. And so again, that was the atmosphere that we were in. That was the mix that we were in with regard to that on Sapelo. And so enjoying ourselves, having a good time, and I said connecting as family. It was a beautiful moment, and so do something else tied to the summers.
They trying to steal my stuff.
The tickets for the tour
trying to steal my stuff.
On this far end.
He trying to steal my stuff.
The very last table on
they
that
trying
far
to
end. Yes,
cheat.
ma'am.
He hands-shot patient. He hands-shot patient. That means like to steal. They trying to
They
steal
got
my
people
stuff
loaded.
around the
They got some
corner.
people loaded.
That's all right. I never
See
expected
if
this
you
from
can
a
make
hit
it,
day.
my love.
Lord. Like the buckradom. No.
All right.
The cheeky stuff.
And Angela, hand sharp patient means you like to hand sharp. The hand sharp patient, mean your hand is short patient. That means you like to steal. And so when you say Bakra, of course, Angela, that means European or Caucasian. And so with regard to that, because you know they say in the Caribbean, like in the VI and other places. And so I had some folks with me out of Georgetown, South Carolina yesterday. Oh, excuse me, no, let me back up. From Conway, because they'll try to jump on me. They're out of Conway, out of Horry County. So with regard to that, they said Baka. So I'm like, I said, y'all said it wrong. It's Bakra. So again, throw it on out there to y'all like that. So that was a part of that moment that we were enjoying ourselves, having a good time. But again, like I said, propaganda from these folks right here, the Summers, trouble.
Oh wait, I hit the wrong thing. He said what?
Not trouble.
Oh man.
All
I can do is say got him.
So that's Allende Summers and Dr. Mia Summers. And so they are activists here with regards to, and Allende is on the board for sidecars also. And so, but again, I walk up there telling me, here come trouble, look at trouble, all that right there. But Mia still ain't giving me my Quilombo t-shirt that she had on. They've been with me because they've been a part of the Gichikunda family, and Allende is on the board for sidecars. And so again, it was just that type of atmosphere, what we were doing. And so now we're going to jump into some other things to let y'all understand, and again, we say some of the background that some people are not aware of, and we're going to give it to you. And this is what we had addressed that we know other people do not know about, but we're going to give this to y'all right here.
Ain't nothing changed, so don't act like when this is your first time, then you just chill. But all the veterans who know about the spirit, you tell the girl, just going to say, just call on the spirit. You ain't got to say Brother Teray. Yo, you got to understand where you are. And so now let me share this with you all. Some of you all who are on the ferry, because I told my people this, who were on the ferry earlier, how it happened on the ferry this morning was not how it has always been done on Sapelo. Waiting 2 hours to get on the ferry, that is not what happens. So I want you all to understand this, that what happened today, this morning, was an anomaly. And so that also conveys to some people, and I heard some of y'all say it because I knew it myself, that this will discourage people from coming to Sapelo. What we got going on in Sapelo right now is a battle about us right now. And that battle is not just Sapelo, but it's all of us. Doesn't matter if you're in Los Angeles, if you're in Nome, Alaska, if you're in Montreal, if you're in Atlanta, if you're in Savannah, if you're in Derry, if you're in Riceboro, if you're in New York, if you're in Bed-Stuy, it's the same story. So those of you who know who I am, you know what time, you know how I am. You know we have no fear. We give it to you because that's what we do. So What happened today, do not hold that against sidecars. That is something else going on with regard to discourage you from coming here and support Sapelo. We have a battle right now with regard to the county commission here in McIntosh County. We got to deal with that, family. We got to deal with that. And so some of you know also, that's Jamal Touré, the one-man NAACP, because I wear many hats here. And so what's going on right now? Sint told me, she said, the Spirit only got 5 to 10 minutes to do something. And we don't do no storytelling. This is your story right here. This is your history right here. And so you know how we do it. And so again, because I thought we would have a little bit more time, but we got stuck by the ferry. So that's why we're going to do it African Spirit style, Golakisi style, Gichi Kunda.
So, Reverend Dr. Carolyn Jordan said it's almost prophetic, and so that was a part of it. And so, but I did not film when I was talking with Jazz and Ron. I told them what I had saw. I had observed that, again, as John had said, he waited 2 hours. Ladib said that he had waited 2 hours. And then you had no order with regards to the people not come. That is to get on. Let me be clear with y'all. This is in the morning before you get on the ferry to go to Sapelo. That again, they had no order, and I would go and I said to folks that this is tied to DNR, that is the state of Georgia, and also McIntosh County. That is tied specifically to them, not to sidecars. Do not blame sidecars. It is not sidecars. And so with that, that's why I said, as I told John and I told Adida, I said, when I get over to the island, I'm going to let them know. I'm going to let Jazz know, who y'all saw right there. Y'all saw Jazz right there, and we were still having some fun. That, again, I told Jazz and told Ron, hey, listen, on the mainland, it's like they don't have control over there on the mainland. Just letting people just come. They're dropping them off on the shuttle, and so now the people just going right on board. Bam! But you got people in the line. They've been waiting 2 hours, and so I was like, it was a problem. And so Jazz specifically, when I said that is not how it's supposed to be, I said, I know that. Because they already had a plan in place, so it would not be like that. And I was like, this is tied to the state and tied to McIntosh County. So, and I told them, I said, before the Spirit gets started, I'm going to say something about it. I'm going to say something about this, right, so people understand. And they were like, cool, go ahead and do that, Jamal. So that's why that segment, that piece right there is from me before the Spirit comes out. And so let it be known that is not how it's supposed to happen. Because, again, y'all saw the soccer spirit, which y'all going to see more right now, with regards to the history and the culture and the story. And so we're addressing some of this right here because, again, it's about the people. We're addressing some because we want people to understand the joy and the power that was being expended on that day. Again, joy and power were being expended on that day.
Right here on the one Golakisi community here on Sapelo today, Hog Hammock. And right now they try to wipe it out. And now that's why it's your job to make sure that they don't wipe it out. It's your job now to make sure that they don't wipe out in our communities. Harlem is no longer black, if you don't know that. Harlem is no longer black. Charleston is no longer black. The largest Gullah Geechee city in the world is Jacksonville, Florida. Second largest is Savannah, Georgia. Charleston's not even third. It's North Charleston. And so with all of that, they are making sure that we don't know our story. They wipe out the story. And some of you all were saying, like, Jamal, why you got the cowboy hat on your head? This ain't no cowboy hat. This is Saka. That, again, for our people, when you go to IAT, that we wear the hat, the straw hats or the cowboy hats, to remember the people.
So y'all got it. So you got some of that. That's when the Spirit had kind of ended it. Then the transitions back, because we discussed about Hog Hammock and, throwing out there about chocolate and about Africa. And so with that, and so letting you all understand, our story is the same. What occurred on Sapelo is not isolated to Sapelo. And this is what Yende, some of the conversations we've been having, that it's not just, it's all of our communities. It's all of the neglect that goes on. All the neglect. And so sometimes we have to play a role with regard to the neglect because we don't exercise our political rights. And so I'm saying to y'all again, you must vote, you must vote, you must vote. Don't play the game of not standing on the side. You vote for our best interest. Vote for our best interest. And you know who's not for our best interest. If people are racist, you don't support racists and say that they're going to give you some crumbs off the table and you happy. That means that you're just like them. That means that you are a pet. So that's why I'm telling you to vote on next week. Vote vote, and tell your family members to get out there vote, because if not, we will see tragedies worse than Tulsa happening with regards to our people. Tragedies worse than what we see what happened on Sapelo. Tragedies worse than what happened with regards to Trayvon Martin. Tragedies worse than what we've experienced in our cities here with Saudi Lee and others. Yes, open season on African people. It's open season on our culture all the time. Wow. See, some of y'all didn't understand where I was going. It's open season, not just on African people, open season on our culture also. And we're going to deal with this.
And somebody try and think that they have to be brought across the Delo and Galamins water. Had to be brought across the Delo to know about God. You are the first ones to make the rituals to God. You are the first one to acknowledge that there's a creator. But when we look to the Shams, we look to the sun. You are the first ones. But when the children don't know their story, they be lost. And so we say to you, Chima Gola, Chima Kisi, Chima Ifrika, Chima Sapelo. I am Gala, I am Geechee, I am African, I am Sapelo.
Chima Gola, Chima Kisi, Miyamo Gola Kisi, Chima Sapelo. I am Gala. I am Geechee. My name is Gala Geechee. I am Sapelo. Chima Ifrika. I am Africa. And so, yeah, so that's what we do. The Spirit coming out and giving the people the information. And that's what this gathering is about. It's about giving the people the information for us to take it to another level. Not for us to sit on the side. Not for us to sit on the side. In any endeavors that we go forward, that's what we're going to do. Make it happen. What we're going to do right now, this is Run Tell That, with Dr. Jamal Touré, with our special segment that is tied to Sapelo, tied to Gullah Geechee people, and our remembrance, our acknowledgement, and with regards to the behind the scenes, if you want to say that, and with regards to some of the other smiling faces and the joy on that day. And so we're going to go take a break right now. We'll be right back. Run Tell That.
Need your garments cleaned with care and with a professional touch? Then bring them to One Price Cleaners in Garden City at the Old Farmers Market on Highway 80. Service you can count on.
Greetings, we are back. This is Run Tell That with Dr. Jamal Touré on our special feature tied to October 19th. And we say support all our supporters, our advertisers, that is David Johnson Bozeman Law Firm, offices in Savannah, Atlanta, and Statesboro. And in fact, they're representing some of the folks tied to this tragedy. And also, Kim's Cafe, located at 714 MLK Jr. Boulevard. One Price Cleaners, located in the Farmers Market in Garden City on Highway 80. Shep's Food and Gas, don't ride by, stop by. And so again, we're doing the celebration, the homage to our people. This is the day right here that has been made for us to celebrate, and that's what we're going to do. And so we'll throw this out to y'all again, another feature with regard to history and culture that was taking place on that day, because we give you the tidbits. You can subscribe to to Day Clean Soul on YouTube. So we're giving you some of the story of our stories, the African people, the Holy Land, the beginning of the story of Black history.
And then we step upon the Holy Land. And when we hear Holy Land, the children think of Iraq, Jordan, Syria, Israel, Palestine. But rarely do the children think of a place called Djibouti, Somalia, Eritrea, Ethiopia, Egypt, Sudan, South Sudan, Tanzania, and Kenya. The largest part of the Holy Land, Africa.
And so the Holy Land is in Africa also. But then the Holy Land for African America is right here. The beginning of Black history begins right here. Begins right here in coastal Georgia, coastal South Carolina, and northern Florida, coastal northern Florida. That is beginning of Black history here. But the Holy Land itself, that some of us now understanding that we had to be brought over here to know about the Creator, when that is absolutely incorrect, because you all heard from some of the other spirits, or the Saka spirits telling you some of that. So again, incorrect. And that's what we were giving the folks on Sapelo. And again, we have fun with regard to the medicine faith discussion, and so get that herbal knowledge, and so mess with people, and also about Hoppin' Johns. People got serious about Hoppin' Johns when I had brought up about Hoppin' Johns and talk about Hoppin' Johns and how you make your Hoppin' Johns. You say black eyed peas and rice. Something. No, you don't use black eyed peas. I was like scared. I was like, oh my God. So I had to let them know, like, hold up, wait a minute. Some people will use black eyed peas, and black eyed peas also comes to the Americas via Africa. So I had to let them know. So people like, the people who like the field peas and the red peas, they take that personal, just like red rice. But that's another story, another time. We're going to be getting into that too, because we're going to have a show coming on called Gullah Get You True. That we'll be doing that. Again, that segment will be coming on with regards to our black media. So, but yeah, people get personal about something. This Hoppin' Johns got personal. And so, but that's what we're doing, giving people history and culture. And this is another moment of history and culture right here.
Children of liberty, children of freedom, children of God, children of life, children of the word. We, the spirits, your ancestors, we have seen you all walk into the great pyramids. We have seen you with the Madu and the Tur. Some of you, when you hear Madu and the Tur or Metanetta, you not understand that means writing. But not just writing, it means God's words, sacred writing, that every time you write, that means that it is coming from God. So that means that everything that you write should be sacred, it should be special, it should be something that is ordained. We come here to the land of writing, that we go and look at one who we call Belali Muhammad. Belali Muhammad write in the Arabic. Oh, Lord. That right there in Arabic be written in one part of Africa called Northern Nigeria, where we have over 3,000 schools. In another part of Africa, from Mauritania going to Sierra Leone, we have over 30,000 schools where boys and girls go to school, and they write not in English, but in Arabic. So when they be brought across the water, they come with the writing in their minds, their hearts, and their souls. Oh, Lord. Some of you think that Africans be brought here for civilization. If you have writing, that means you have civilization. And right here on Sapelo, we show the science of writing right here with Belali Muhammad. Oh, there even be one that y'all going to talk about, but not understanding the first African to write about poetry, Phyllis Wheatley. See, some may know that when she be stolen from Africa, that when they talk about she write on the walls some chicken scratch, ain't be no chicken scratch. She be a lead girl writing in Arabic. Right here on Sapelo, we are able to show Africans have civilization. And then also, we come here, and we come to this place where we have called Sapelo, St. Simon, Butler Island, Tybee Island, Hilton Ed. We go to what they call the land of liberty, the land of freedom. Some not know that during the Civil War along Georgia and southern South Carolina, over here we have what we call freedom colonies. Africans, if they come from the mainland of Georgia and South Carolina, if they come to the coastal lands, they have freedom. So right here on Sapelo, the fight that they do today is not a new fight. It has always been a fight of freedom for we right here.
Always a fight of freedom for us. Always a fight of freedom. And so, again, this is a part of the experience, what we were dealing with on Sapelo. And so, again, you saw that spirit, and you saw Yeye It, the mother of Haiti, the mother of independence. And this is another video right here for y'all to check out. This was, brother, after we had the conversation about pine tar and all that, doing that medicine faith.
This one right here. Yeah. I talk about pine tar. He has to show off. What you say?
Open canister, lemonade, the cheat in baseball for the pitcher. You know what I mean?
And I got this right here. And what planet are you from? You call
the planet Brooklyn.
Anything like that, please put it in the cup.
And he ice shunt too.
Thank you.
This one right here.
Yeah.
I meet him everywhere.
Represent from Brooklyn all the way to Georgia. Yeah, that's what it is. Name
Also,
G.
if you have a white
Love is
Dodge
love.
minivan,
Good man dropping that knowledge. Dropping that knowledge.
And my brother Chris in Brooklyn, who's also icing, you're going to say, all right, I got CG. That's right. All right.
So that's what was happening. So we had books from Brooklyn in the house. Like we said, people from all over, and the joy. And that's why I say again, he got motivated when we were talking about the medicine phase, the herbal knowledge, the leaf medicine. Again, about pine tar. You could use pine tar to clean yourself out. That's what people are going to do. So we're throwing it on out there. And so what we're going to do right now, we're going to have some other shots for y'all. And these just some photographs right now. Before we begin to close on out, I thought we were going to be as long, but yeah, because again, we had to talk, we had to go and share. And so that's what we're going to put it on out there, some of the images too. And that's again Charlotte O'Malley in the house right there. Rock City in the house right there. And that was again at the Farmers Alliance building when the word has not been given telling us that we need to wait, that we're waiting on the shuttle and we need to wait so people are not gathered around. Folks began to do a prayer visual, had a little prayer circle also. And so that's what we had to acknowledge that. And so on that day, there were heroes. There were heroes and sheroes on that day. Heroes and sheroes on that day. And this is at the dock right here. This is at the dock. This is a moment at the dock. And so, again, this is not about me, but it's, again, when I got over there, I went down there to the march myself right there. And so we are on the ferry headed back on that day. And so, again, it's like we think about day clean, not the beginning of the day, but again, we're starting anew. And so with that, we'll come down with regards to our story still continuing, because we're going to be winding this up, and the remembrance with regards to family, what we need to be doing, how we need to come together in those moments in time. We are back, and that's just showing some of the clips, and that's what we're going to be doing. We're not showing some of it when we now get back to the area, and so we were getting on the boat, and we're now also leaving. That was pulling up to the dock, because of course people were touched by this, and as I shared with you, there were heroes and sheroes on that day, heroes and sheroes on that day, many of them. And so Brother Jazz was, right there, concerned right there. And so this is us with regards to making our move back. And there we're leaving Sapelo. And so again, but we are not going into the light. We're going into the light. And that was, again, I say, going into the light. And with regards to day clean, going to the light with regards to day clean. It seemed like we had gotten frozen for a bit, but yes, that's what we were doing. We wanted to at least go and share with y'all, let y'all understand what was transpiring on that day and give some of the faces, some of the smiles, some of the joy. And we say contact sidecars, contact anyone, contact family members, and let them understand that we are there for them. And so this has been Run Tell That. And of course, we'll end like this. What is the best high school? Hold up for a second. Jamal, what is the best high school in Savannah, Chatham County, Georgia? That's an easy question to answer. That is Herschel V. Jenkins High School, 1800 East Durant Avenue, Savannah, Georgia. Simple question. That's why we want all the people who come on Run Tell That to do the same thing. It's a real simple question. You ain't got to get caught up in these other schools. HVJ. And we say, check out all the shows on Our Black Media. This has been Run Tell That. We have the Rabble coming up next. Again, we say check out our channel, Day Clean Soul, on YouTube. And so, again, we appreciate you all. Couldn't do it without you all. You make it possible for us to continue and for us to soar. That is our story. That's what we continue to do. Make sure the people know our story, know the power of who we are and our greatness. And so we say to all of you, we say join us again. And so I'm about to close us on out. And so I'm just looking right now because I got to do everything right now because of the producer.
Like that.